You might be confused about why sociology appeared as a separate subject and how to remember the causes for your UPSC answers. By the end of this video, you will be completely clear about this topic and able to explain it in exam language. Think of society as a machine that suddenly changed its parts and needed new mechanics to understand it. We will first see the big social changes that created the problem. Then, the intellectual ideas that offered tools to study them. And towards the end, we will understand a key idea that most UPSC aspirants miss. Start with modernization. Factories, new jobs, and big towns grew fast, and ordinary life changed dramatically. Industrialization moved people from farms to factories and created new patterns of work, class, and daily life. Urbanization packed millions into cities, producing overcrowding, sanitation problems, and unfamiliar anonymity in relations. These living realities were questions that old legal or theological explanations could not answer anymore. At the same time, the rise of capitalist markets changed how people related to work, production, and exchange. Capitalist expansion created clear social classes, wage labor, and conflicts over resources and rights. These new conflicts made scholars ask why inequality, migration, and exploitation happened and how they could be studied. Now look at science and positivism. The success of natural sciences inspired people to study society with similar methods. Think of social life as something that could be observed, measured, and compared, not just debated philosophically. This scientific temper led to survey work, statistics, and attempts to discover social laws and regularities. Political upheavals like the French Revolution also changed the questions scholars asked about order and rights. When monarchies and feudal privileges were challenged, thinkers began to analyze how societies hold together or fall apart. Enlightenment ideas of reason, rights, and progress expanded the idea of society beyond courts to include everyday institutions and culture. So, intellectual change gave both the confidence and vocabulary to talk about society as a subject of study. Demographic shocks such as the Black Death and later population changes shifted labor relations and property systems. Technological advances in navigation, printing, and weapons altered trade, communication, and political power across Europe. Administrative needs grew as states became more centralized and required data about populations and crimes. These bureaucratic and statistical needs created practical demand for systematic social investigation. Together, these structural and intellectual shifts made it natural for thinkers to form a distinct discipline called sociology. Let me introduce the founders in a simple way. Comte, Durkheim, Marx, and Weber each gave a lens to look at society. Auguste Comte coined the word sociology and argued for a positive, law-seeking science of society. Emile Durkheim focused on social facts and how shared norms and institutions create social cohesion. Karl Marx looked at economic structures and class conflict, arguing that modes of production shape social life. Max Weber emphasized ideas, culture, and interpretive understanding to explain social action and authority. Each founder was responding to the same modern problems, but with different tools and questions. Comte wanted order and scientific classification. Durkheim wanted social integration. Marx wanted to explain conflict, and Weber wanted meaning and rationalization. For UPSC, it helps to link each thinker to a clear problem: social order, social solidarity, class struggle, and rationalization. This concept is very important for your exams because questions often ask for causes of sociology's emergence and matching thinkers with problems. In mains answers, use short examples like factories, urban slums, or the French Revolution to show the link between history and ideas. Remember that the Industrial Revolution was both a cause and a laboratory for sociological concepts like division of labor and alienation. Urban problems pushed social investigation into public health, crime statistics, and reform movements, which appear in many syllabus topics. Over the 20th and 21st centuries, sociology diversified into functionalism, conflict theory, symbolic interactionism, and many critical approaches. These schools expanded the discipline to study gender, race, identity, development, and policy applications. Applied sociology now helps governments design welfare schemes and assess educational, health, and labor policies. So, the original question, why did sociology emerge, has two linked answers. Big social changes created new problems, and new intellectual tools allowed systematic study. For exam clarity, frame answers around structural causes, intellectual currents, and specific historical events like the French Revolution and industrialization. To summarize, rapid modernization, scientific optimism, capitalist transformation, demographic shifts, and political upheaval together made sociology possible. Founders like Comte, Durkheim, Marx, and Weber turned these conditions into theories and methods that became the discipline. In exam answers, link each cause to a clear example and a thinker to score clarity and conceptual depth. You are now equipped to explain the rise of sociology in a crisp, exam-ready way and to give relevant examples. If you practice one or two short paragraphs that connect a cause, an event, and a thinker, your answers will become stronger and cleaner. Keep this framework in mind. Causes, ideas, events, founders, and later diversification into theory and application. Before we close, remember the key idea many aspirants miss. Intellectual developments and structural changes must be explained together, not separately. Treat them as two sides of the same story, and your answers will show both depth and coherence. Keep going. Revise these links and practice writing a short answer for each cause with a supporting example. If you want the next lesson, EduRev has concise notes, model answers, and short quizzes to convert this understanding into marks. Thanks for listening and see you in the next video where we turn one of these causes into a sample UPSC answer step by step.